What's up, guys? Jeremy Worden here, co-founder of BNBCalc, and I'm going to help you run the numbers on an Airbnb arbitrage property. I myself am a full-time Airbnb investor, pulling over $1 million across my 25 listings. I do a variety of different Airbnb strategies, including arbitrage, where I rent from a landlord and then furnish it, sublet it on Airbnb. So I pulled up an example property here in Nashville. Thought it looked cool. This whole garage deck situation is pretty cool, unique. We could make this property look awesome. We also have an internal design team that is really, really good, and I credit that with a lot of our success. If you guys want design help, we can help you with that or have a conversation. Use the link, one of the links below for that. But I like this property. Let's run the numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this share link. I'm going to paste it into BNBCalc. So cool feature, we can do share link and just paste it directly into Zillow. We could also manually add the address if we chose to do so. Here, it added as a 4-bed, 3-bath, which is actually a 4-bed, 3.5-bath. So we're going to want to make sure that that's correct. It's estimated the monthly rent, $4,400. It looks like it was pretty close. Let's just make that the same. And it guesstimated that we could sleep 12 folk. The way it did that is it multiplied 3 times the bed count. Sometimes, I personally, that's what I aim for. But sometimes people don't put as many beds as I do. A lot of Airbnb investors guesstimate 3 per room, but that's up to you, your discretion, how many beds, how many people you think you can have in this property comfortably. So you can choose that. And then what I want to do is, I could add some more information if I wanted to. I could come in here. I could, change what I want to do for furniture renovations for the lease terms. I could say if I get a month for your rent, what that does to my net effective rent. But let's just for right now, just assume all is normal and click show earnings. So what it's going to do is it's going to come up with a revenue estimate, which guys, I want to caution. AirDNA is the best data provider out there for coming up with, different, it's a great tool. And if you're going to make an investment, click this link. There's going to be a hyperlink here, and definitely for the specific city or maybe the country or whatever, get AirDNA. If you're going to make an investment, definitely want to see. And I just want to show you quickly, what AirDNA would show you on this property is it's going to show you how that number came to be, which what it did was it pulled all these comps. So this one's closer downtown. This one's closer downtown. All of these are. This one, look at this view. Insane. There are some that are kind of in this area. I would say namely this one that actually looks like it's doing insane too. So what I would do is I would probably be conservative with my estimate. Maybe say, I'm pretty confident with our properties, with our design capabilities, that we make them look really well, but make them look really good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pare this back. I'm going to keep our occupancy up because we're pretty good at staying occupied. But I'm going to go down here and I'm going to make this, I'm going to call it. Let's just look at these comps here. Again, what are they? Their average daily rates are 800, 790, 755, 900. 393, which chances are they're 393 here. What are they doing? I mean, it looks like they're fully booked up, which is not actually a great indicator. It means their pricing is too low. Are they doing any dynamic pricing? I mean, they're adding, they're charging 600 in June. They're charging 600 in August. They're already getting booked in August. So this folks' pricing is way too low. 700. So they're actually, the data here is not great. But this one, they're charging $548 a night. So let's call it 500 a night. Let's just do that. So again, it's guesstimating 719, but we're gonna go 475. I think we can be competitive. People coming to Nashville are gonna be willing to pay 475 for a house that looks like that close to downtown. I think we can get occupied higher than 55% here, but again, I want you guys to just try to come up with the best judgment you can. You could also look at Airbnb itself if you don't, and see what people are charging. $534 a night. 405, et cetera, et cetera. Pick apart their calendars. But that top line number is really important, and you're going to want to try to be as precise as possible. So we're going to keep it here. We're going to look. So we have our revenue, which is going to be that occupancy percentage times 365 days in a year, which comes up with 201 days a year being rented. And then that average daily rate of $475 multiplied by that number of days that it's rented gives you $95,000 in annual revenue. We're going to have our operating expenses. So utilities, I have a preset in for Memphis that I just was looking at Memphis properties, but this is the default. So this is going to be the average US utility values. However, that might be different for you. The internet, let's just say we're not getting TV here. We're only doing internet. Probably going to be like $60-$70 a month. Water, sewer, let's say city water. Let's say it's a 4-bedroom home, maybe $120 a month. Garbage, landlord covers garbage, which also sometimes the landlord is going to cover different things. Sometimes they're not. That's specific to your situation. Electricity, say 200. Let's say there's a gas stove. That's $30 a month or something. And then other, I can't really think of any other. The landlord's covering everything else. Maintenance, insurance. We're going to want, STR specific insurance policy. That might run us, let's call it $130 a month. I'd say generally I would assume that to be. Again, you're going to want to find a quote on a specific policy. Maybe it depends. Are you going to just go with a regular tenants policy, then use Airbnb? People do that, but again, your decision, what you're going to want to do there. Landscaping, the landlord, let's say the landlord covers it. Ongoing repairs, the landlord covers repairs. So this can be lower because we're just, going to have to do furniture repairs. When you rent from a landlord, oftentimes they're going to cover a lot of, different repairs. But again, your situation. Supplies. This is probably pretty conservative on supplies. But again, it depends what you're offering. Are you giving wine and cheese to each guest, or are you just doing the bare bone essentials, toilet paper, paper towels, or, are you doing welcome baskets? I would say that $100 a month would probably be decently conservative. I mean, we're just doing paper towels, coffee, trash bags, soap, shampoo. A lot of it you can kind of order in advance. But let's call it $100 a month. And software, I know personally that my tech stack I use, property management system, pricing software, is going to run about $38 a month. So pest control, landlord's covering it. We're going to nilp that out. Permits, Nashville, you can probably look online, figure out what their permits cost. Nashville STR permit cost. 313. Let's just say 313. Let's call it $25 a month. $25 a month. So again, this is monthly expenses. So you're going to want to put that there. And then if there's anything else, you can put it here. This is where we calculate the cleaning costs. AirDNA includes cleaning in their average daily rate. So you're going to want to make sure to subtract it out. So generally, I estimate about 10% across my portfolio is what I see. But it depends. Some maybe smaller apartments are going to have a higher percentage. You're doing shorter stays, 1 day, 2 day. Whereas, a house you rent out for a week at a time might have less turnovers. So less cleaning. I'd use 10%, but again, everything here is customizable for you and your situation. And I make sure, you think through things as much as possible. But Airbnb, if you're taking platform bookings only, Airbnb charges 3%. So you're going to want to take out that 3% from revenue, give it to Airbnb. Are you doing a property manager that you're paying 1% of revenue? If so, you can use it. I personally manage 25 listings. If you can self-manage, I definitely would, because you can see how much money you're giving them. If you guys want to learn how to self-manage and learn kind of how to do everything, feel free to reach out. Link below. We're helping people every day, so would love to see if we can help you out as well. So we're going to get, after that revenue minus expenses, that operating income, and then this is where we're going to calculate our rent. So look, rent's going to be the biggest expense. Here it's $53,000 a year. If we get a free month of rent from the landlord, you can see how that changes things. You can see how that rent concession changes things. She went down to $48,400. So let's assume the landlord gives us a free month of rent. There's different negotiation strategies you could do to get that, but a lot of times that does happen. So minus, you subtract the net effective rent from the operating income. That gives you your cash flow. Again, we can look on an annual basis. We can look on a monthly basis. Here, we're calculating $2,000 a month of cash flow. Again, if we outperform and like we boost to, AirDNA thinks 719, if we get up there, 525 a night, go up higher, we're going to get, our cash flow is going to go up. I mean, if we did what AirDNA said again, which a lot of that's going to be how you manage the place, how you operate, get up to that that 700 a night, then we're doing crazy stuff here. We're doing crazy stuff. We're, 70 G's a year. So that being said, we're going to go back down. We're going to be a little conservative. I think I said 475 a night before. Again, that also includes cleaning, keep in mind. But what we want to calculate is how long it takes us to get back our initial investment. What is our initial investment? Well, for a property like this, it's going to oftentimes be our furniture and our application fee and our security deposit. So furniture, you can either do the bedroom method, which is you price out how much you're going to spend on each bedroom, how much you're going to spend on each bathroom, how much are you going to spend on each common space, and how many common spaces are there. Or you can use the square foot estimate. I like the square footage estimate. Let's see, did it pull so it guesstimated the square footage wrong, which, just to be frank, like our tool uses a lot of different data providers. So this house looks like a renovation. So it looks like it didn't, the data provider we got for square footage estimated a little off. But let's put in the appropriate square feet. And then we can, if we are going to be very affordable, like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, we can get the cost for furniture pretty low. If we're going to do moderate furniture, buying everything new, it's going to go up. That's probably, I would say I would probably estimate 10 to 12 bucks a square foot if I was doing it. So let's just say $12 a square foot here. And we don't need to do any renovations. This place was completely modernized, and the landlord owner is responsible in this instance for any renovations, which doesn't look like it needs any. But we get our initial cash investment. So here, again, this might be honestly a little high, but we're furnishing it pretty nice. But we can see our security deposit. We're paying that. Maybe the landlord only wants a half month security deposit. Maybe they want more. You can fill it out here. And then what's the application fee, which a lot of times landlords make you do an application. And there's usually a fee associated with that. So we're at $100 for that. Furniture, again, we could get this down probably a lot. Say we're at, $8 a square foot. We're going to put it in between. A lot of times, interior designers really have a good basis of understanding of what the cost per square foot is going to be. So you can also use that bedroom, bathroom, like literally think out how much are the beds you're buying? How much are you buying a dresser? Are you not buying a dresser? What are you providing? And what's that going to cost per bedroom? But we're going to use this furniture estimate, and we're going to say, wow, this takes, 28,000. It's a bigger house, almost 3,000 square feet. It's going to take over 20 grand to furnish. And then our initial cash investment, including deposit, is going to be 28,340. So with that being said, with where the revenue currently stands, it's going to take us 408 days to make back that initial investment. Again, if we crank this up, even up here, dang, it takes us 8 months now. So it's we make that initial investment back in 240 days. If you sign a long-term lease, say you sign a long-term lease, that might be three years. That might be $125,000. So this chart helps you visualize how, you can, your cash flow can compound over time. Also, we can either decide to put in, is the revenue each year going to get higher, or is it going to stay the same? If it's going to stay the same, we can calculate, take it out. If it's going to increase drastically, we can also, kind of guess, play with the lever, so to speak. So let's estimate no revenue appreciation. We're going to make back our money after 8 months, and then we're going to be cash flowing after that. So if that's the case, you got to think, what is your investment criteria? What, for you, what makes sense in your situation? But what we wanted to do is just get an idea of all the variables, all the revenue and expense variables, rent variables, that's going to help us gauge our cash flow. So I hope you guys like that. We have a buy to own analysis too that's in this in my YouTube. Also, feel free to, we're going to do a mini course that's just going to try to go deeper than just a product demo. But if you guys like this video, please subscribe to my channel, comment any questions you possibly have. We're here to help you guys. We're really here. We love that you're using our tool. We want to help you be successful. We want to help you run the numbers on properties at scale and scale your business. So let us know any way we can be helpful. Feel free to reach out. And also, I hope you guys happy hunting and appreciate having you guys in the BNBCalc community. So yeah, feel free, stay tuned, follow, because we're going to do a mini course, and also, let us know how we can be helpful.